This is the second session with Andrea McCrae. I wanted to know if you had any additional experiences that came to mind between sessions.
No.
Okay, so we can now begin your life review. What was the most exciting part of your life?
The most exciting part of my life?
Meeting me? Thanks.
Silly. I don't know. I don't have a most exciting part. Like every part of my life, I've always meant and very, nothing for me. I never say, okay, this is the most exciting part. That's the less part. Everything that ever happens to me always got a meaningful part in my life. Like it always means something. From being born, graduating high school, leaving South Carolina to come up here, firstborn child, to even to the point of graduating from EM EMT school, stuff like that.
Um, you graduated from EMT school? Wow, I didn't know that. That's new. What was the most important historical event you witnessed or were a part of, or was a part of?
Historical event?
Yeah, Martin Luther King, the killing of
Um,
Malcolm X,
I think
killing of Troy Davis. Just
so
kidding.
silly. I guess the most historical thing in my time right now is, I guess the world, we call it the World Trade Center, World Trade,
Center.
the Twin Towers, when the Twin Towers came down. You know, that was the most important thing. Waking up on that day, turning on the TV, and seeing that terrorists had attacked the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. That's the most historical thing to date that I can remember that had an impact on life.
What about the first black president? Even though he's mixed.
No, like that's important too. Like, don't get me wrong. I thought you
Okay.
said, was it, like, what was the question again?
The most important historical event. The Twin Towers. They justify that question. Do you remember reading something, seeing a movie, or meeting someone who influenced your life dramatically?
Meeting someone. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Like, no real big. No, not you.
Wow.
Silly. No, I really can't say meeting somebody. That had an influential part in my life. I guess everybody I ever come across, I'm one of those people that walking down the street and I can be influenced by a bum, an old lady, a young kid. It's about looking at life in different aspects. I never met an influential big person, say a superstar, a news reporter, or anything like that. I can't say at even at this time that won't ever change. But no one ever like say sat down with me to say, oh, here you go, this is how you change your life. It always been came from the influence of family, church, and books for me.
If you could relive any part of your life, what would it be?
Relive it.
Hmm.
Um, I think high school days. I wouldn't say relive it. Some things I would go and yeah, relive it. I would, I enjoyed every part of my high school days. I had fun graduating, hanging out with friends, the best times of your life. You know, you won't see, the same 300 people again. You won't see the same, friends again. Everybody goes different parts of the country. Some people pass away. Some people go, different parts of the world. You know, you learn how to grow up and stuff like that. But those are the best times in my life that I will relive and still won't change anything.
Are there any parts of your life that you regret?
Any parts of my life that I regret? Not like I said before. Is like the most when it came to like school. I guess it was. I don't know. I don't regret anything. You only you only got one life to live, so you live it to the fullest. Um, Even days of not paying attention, not. I can't think of one single thing that I wouldn't that I don't regret. Life is what it gives you. You live from it, you learn from it, you move on. It builds your character of who you are.
I almost read this wrong. I read it as, are there any years you felt you were wasted? But it's really, are there any years you felt were wasted?
Any years that I felt was wasted. Maybe my sophomore year in high school. Should have paid attention more. Should have boosted up my GPA. Should have. I could have did more. I could have felt I could have got like a better job, or hanging out with better friends at that time. Later on in life, let me see. Years that were wasted. I would say between the age of maybe, let me see, 22, 23, where I didn't know what point of my life I wanted to go in. So I felt that was a waste, working, basically I could have did more, go to school faster, worked a better job, or, you know, build up funds in my bank account better.
Are you like the person you were 20 years ago? 10 years ago? Possibly? Maybe?
What?
Are you like the person you were 20 years ago or 10 years ago?
10 years ago, 23? No, because I'm more wiser. Um, in some aspect, I'm always the same person. I feel like I never change, but you always feel like you never change. There's always somebody else that's pointing out the change in yourself unless you make those drastic changes for yourself. Um, for me, I'm still the same. I laugh at any joke. Still want to better myself. I always want, a further education. I always want the best for family and friends. This is, my outlook on life had always been. Um, I've changed in saying that, moved on from, one apartment to the next apartment, got a better car than it was 10 years ago. I actually got a car when I didn't have a car 10 years ago. I got more wiser. I didn't, for me, I always felt that, you think more of yourself than you think of others. I think 10 years ago, I would put others before myself. And 10 years later, I have to learn how to put myself first because only me can influence the others that I always put in front of me.
So this next question has a typo, and I'm gonna say it in the Jamaican accent because if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Tree wishes?
Yeah, it's a
Like
spelling
leaves?
typo. It's a spelling typo. It really says tree, and it makes me want to speak in patois. But if you have 3 wishes, what would they be?
Excuse me. Um, 3 wishes. I don't know. Healthier life.
Such as better diet, more exercise,
Um,
more risk taking.
I don't know. Like, I guess when it comes to healthier life, everything. Like, when it comes to your diet, eating habits, running, jogging, living out more, risk taking, like you said. Everything that's involved in living. 3 wishes if it comes to, I don't know, better. 3 wishes. That's hard. Um, everybody wishes for money. Like, I would love, wish, I guess money as well. Infinite money, if it's like, nonstop, to live a life that is healthy. Um, and I guess the final thing is I don't know, like, I I don't know, to go around the world.
Travel more.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking over your entire life, what was the darkest and what was the brightest?
Darkest.
Get deep.
I have no dark one. Let me see. The darkest point in my life.
Didn't you get shot?
Yeah, but that wasn't a dark point in my life. Like, it wasn't like I was losing my life. The dark point is, being out there and being stupid and handling drugs for friends, holding on to it, going out there and having illegal guns, driving out there illegally with no license. But for me, I wouldn't really call it a dark point in my life. Cause like I said, every point was something given.
A learning experience.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know, maybe I'm the wrong person, but I don't look at it as a dark point in my life. Like, these are the things that I chose. I don't see it as a dark point. Like, I guess if I had got caught, went to jail, and been living on the street, that would have been a dark point in my life. But, I came out, on top of that. Bright point was, let's see. For me, my daughter being born, meeting her, living for her, everything that, comes along with, living.
So I'm assuming the brightest part was me in your life. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Is your life getting darker or brighter now?
Brighter. It's getting brighter. It's getting, how do I say? It's getting brighter. I live, every day like it ain't my last. Or, like it is my last, but it isn't my last at the same time. I look forward to bigger trips, better jobs, newer friends, better life. I go by a motto: live, laugh, love to the fullest.
Who has been affected by your life?
Who has been affected?
Yeah.
Infected or affected?
Affected. Did I say infected?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry, I meant I meant affected. Sorry.
What do you mean? Like, I don't understand that question.
Like, have you caused any pain or harm to anyone? I'm taking it as that,
For me, I mean, I wouldn't know. Huh? For me, I guess everybody that I feel like, you run across anybody in life, you affect them in some kind of way. I guess hopefully I influence everybody that runs across me in my life. There's no pinpointing person that actually come to me and say, you encourage me. I mean, I had some people do it, but I think, it was just to say it. But I try to affect everybody in a positive way and not in a negative. And then if I do affect them in a negative way, they should be bold enough to come and say it. Like, if, someone, you say something wrong, you did something wrong, you may not know these things. But, positive people that came across my life, I've always, I always lived my life to my potential and not someone else's. So, if I affect their life in that way and it brings positivity to them, I always walk around with a smile because you never know who that can affect for that day. You smiling, walking into a cafe or McDonald's may influence somebody, but, not everybody approaches a stranger these days to say, oh, you most influenced person in my life. Other than right now, I guess, like, my nieces that are, living their life.
What are some of the things you have learned about life?
Never take anything for granted. You can have somebody close to you one day and the next day they're gone. Whether that's somebody that you affectionately call your girlfriend, boyfriend, your sister, your brother, your mother, your father. You never take these things for granted. You never get mad at them. Never hold a grudge. Like for me, I never hold a grudge. It is what it is. You know, any argument or person you can walk away from and hold your head up high, you can still walk back to them and say sorry and love you, and still love them the same. And that's always been my life. I'd never, you know, always hold myself to a certain, responsibility of just living my life.
So for the last question, I would like to know, would you want your son or daughter, well, your daughter obviously, um, or grandson or granddaughter, but you don't have grandkids, so your daughter, to live through your experiences?
Definitely. That's how you live. That's how you learn. Ain't kill me yet.
Oh.
So, I mean, like I said, you have to live through my experiences. You learn from it. I teach them. They'll teach someone else. One hand reaches to build up the other one, not to push them down. You help pull up the next person on the ladder. Um, you live and you live and you grow. These are the things in life. You know, everybody got to walk. Like, how would I say it? By the way I live my life, I hope that they would walk in that, but at the same time, they got to make their own footprints in life. So they take from me, they make their own. As long as they walk in side by side, we good to go. They'll always be good to go in their life. I feel like that way.
So to go along with the last question, what parts would you want her to avoid?
Let me see. I guess being out there being stupid for me, like I said, being out there with the wrong friends, the wrong crowd in high school. But everybody got to learn their life. I mean, not learn their life, live their life. Hopefully they learn early before it's too late. Hopefully she'll learn early before it's too late. That's any child, any influence, anybody in my life that what? And anybody in my life that come up, that she come apart. Like, I don't know. It's a hard question. That's a very hard question.
Well, that is the end of all of our sessions. I would like to thank you for participating in my psychology project. I learned a whole lot about your life and your upbringing. And now to explain why I focused on the candle holder, I'm assuming, is because he wanted me to hide his identity. And I don't know. I was trying to be artistic. But yeah, there's no artistic, mood here since it's not lit. So thank you for listening.